What's happening, everybody? Willie here at the Great Outdoors. So anyway, there I was, minding my own business, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my phone rings. And it's Andy calling me to unmind my business and let me know that I would soon be expecting a surprise to my home. He had bought a fishing reel off of eBay and pretty much felt that it would be something I would find interesting, different, unique, weird, off the wall, out there, far out, groovy, and sends it to my house saying, hey, here you go, got you something to do a video on, which is basically what the conversation all boiled down to. Now I said to myself, what in the world could he have possibly sent me that he thinks is weird, off the wall, crazy, far out, groovy enough that he wants to see a video done on it? Now, we all know that we come across reels on a regular basis that we go, what? I don't ever remember that. Where did that come from? Who made this? But it just so happens that this reel is made by a company that we do tend to work with on a couple of occasions here and there, every so often, every now and again. So what we're going to do is take this box that just came right from eBay, from somebody, and we're going to open it up and we're going to take a look at whatever this wild, crazy, off-the-wall, whacked-out, groovy, far-out thing is, and see if there's anything we can do with it to make it work if it doesn't, make it work correctly if it doesn't, and possibly take it to the campground and do some fishing. Now, you're probably seeing this video on the weekend of the week that I'm going to be up at the campground. So we are definitely getting a posse together of fishing reels to take out there and gather up all those fish. Woohoo! Got the wrong hat on for this. And that's right. What we are doing over here, from over there, is getting a bunch of fishing reels from over in here to take over there. You hear? I am trying to get a lot of reels together to be able to take up to the campground, some things that maybe don't get out very often, and do some fishing with them. We've already got a couple on the list, like the Simsalabim, the Salamander, the 130-A. That's one of them. Quite possibly the Johnson 235 Sprint. Do some topwater stuff. I've got a couple of ideas. Even thinking about taking that 140 again and possibly the 170. Just do a little side by side. But that's enough of that. You want to know what's in this box right here as much as me. Now, I will tell you that what is in this box right here, I have never seen before. Never heard of it, never seen it, nothing. So let's dig into this thing. I'm going to turn the box upside down. We're going to get the camera, you know, down here so you can see as it's being opened and see what pops out of here. And hopefully it's not like a tarantula or something. Is that good? Are y'all down with that? Let me get a pocket knifey out of here. And it looks like this is a homemade box that'll probably never be used again. That's right, I said again. This is a really sharp knife, and I got it at Walmart. It's a buck. No, it's actually a buck knife. It didn't cost a buck. It's a buck knife. And it's really sharp. I find that buck knives are extremely sharp. Right, brand spanking new. But they have a tendency to dull quickly, but they sharpen easily. This is a buck 110 folder, but it's a plastic one, or something like that. You know, everybody switches to plastic these days. Well, I'll be darned. I got a dum-dum. Now, I hope that is no indication, Andy, that he's talking about you for buying this thing. But that's what that is, dum-dums. Let's cross our fingers here. Hope you didn't get something that you shouldn't have got. I gotta say, that's probably a first. It's in a Walmart bag, wrapped in newspaper. It already looks fairly similar to something I've seen before. Ta-da! This is a Century 2000, alias the Pulse. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is the Pulse exactly? What is the Johnson Century 2000? Well, I can tell you this. It has some strange looking crank arm kind of thing going there. That is really weird. That crank arm is 2 different lengths. That's got to be 2 different lengths. So you can get 2 different gear ratios or something going on there. I'm not swearing to that, but you would think that's what it is. Dual ball bearing. And then you have this switch, on and off, that causes a pulsation when you're retrieving that evidently drives the fish wild. I'm going to say that this doesn't look very fished. We have the drag, which was extremely tight. This appears to be an all plastic. I'm not finding anything metal here in any way, shape, or form. But it has a very unique system here that you can turn on and off, causing a pulsating, drive the fish wild kind of thing when you retrieve. And the only way that we'll be able to test that theory, really, let's bring you back up to me. The only way to really test that theory is we're going to have to use the same identical bait, possibly make 10 casts without the pulsating thing, and then 10 casts with the pulsating thing. So basically just keep the same bait on there, and 10 casts with, 10 casts without, and just keep doing that, I guess, until we see which one catches first. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing apart real quick. I'm scared. Not gonna lie, it is a plastic reel, maybe some graphite involved in there, I think. Don't know a lot about it. I do have something I can read real quick and tell you a little bit about it. So, hold tight. And he didn't leave me hanging. He sent me a picture. If I knew my own code, he sent me a picture. All right, I'm gonna read to you now. The Century 2000 is the world's most technologically advanced spin cast reel. Patented thermal bond rotor system delivers friction-free line flow to outcast every other spin cast reel. Well, nothing like patting yourself on the back there just a little bit. Patented pulse retrieve sends a low-frequency vibration directly down the line to simulate lifelike swimming action in your bait or lure. Can be switched off for conventional retrieves. Dual ball bearing drive assures smoother, more durable. Is that durable? It's very blurry. Assures smoother, more durable spin cast performance. The twin turbo handle here. Now this is what I really want to know something about here. Quickly switch from high speed. Does that say high speed? Yes, high speed to high power with soft elastomeric rubber handle thingies, paddle knobs. There we go with that whole paddle knobs. Didn't I go through this with a Zebco once? Elastomeric. Is that a word? There's no way. Johnson made that up. That had to be made up. Elastomeric paddle knobs for a comfortable grip and more control. Elusive drivetrain drag. Oh, I'm sorry. It's exclusive. Not elusive. That's funny. Ha, that's a funny joke on me. Eliminates line twists and tangles. That's good to know. Exclusive DuraSmooth drag. There's a whole lot of exclusiveness in this reel. Only goes to this reel. Exclusive DuraSmooth drag, made with the same quality materials found in heavy-duty saltwater reels. That's why it's plastic. Won't rust. Here we go again. Exclusive cam drive system. Increases cranking power. Okay. Posi mesh metal gear train. I think I pulled a muscle. Heavy duty gearing stands up to the hard fishing and abuse other spin cast reels can't handle. Well, powerful 3:1-to-1 gear ratio, which means slow, but that's alright. Designed and manufactured in the USA, model 2000, C2000. And it is pre-spooled with 10-pound premium line, which I'm hoping is not the line that came on it. But I don't see a date for this thing anywhere, so I have no idea exactly what the time frame was. Get this thing of lures out of the way so I don't end up hooks hanging out of me. Now I'm going to guess that if we press that button right there. Ooh, that was really thick. That was really thick. When I pressed that button just now, oh yeah, she's thick. Yeah, there's some old oil in there, old grease. All right, so let's do that again. Pull some line out. That is super heavy duty line. I can feel it. I'm going to assume first move is to unscrew the cap. I see that there's my on and off. I got to be careful because all of this stuff is exclusive. Now that looks just like a Century rotor. Now obviously a later model because it has that white plastic pin in there. So next thing is I'm sure that this just pops off there like so. And basically everything you see here is exactly what you would probably see in the Country Mile. Somebody's put some fresh grease in here, but man, that is thick. Okay, this is all fairly typical. As a matter of fact, it looks, I'm telling you, this looks like a Country Mile. This must be where the technological breakthrough is up here. I don't understand how it works though. Somebody's had this off because I can see a scratch right across there, so somebody's already been here. So far that is pretty much identical. Little housing up top there, we got to make sure that stays on there. But one thing about it, plastic spools can't rust, as far as you know. So let's see here. Okay, so far. All right. Yes, it is the grease that is the problem. Grease is the word. Okay, let's set that in there. Wow, that is thick. What kind of grease did they use? That's like peanut butter. I'm recording just in case you...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. What you're hearing is not Boo by, just in case you're wondering. No, this is another cat we've found at the Sportsplex where my wife and my kids and everybody works. And it was underneath an air conditioning unit, and they managed to coax it out from under there, grab it, and pull it out. I can't get this out of here. I don't know why. Yes, go feed that thing and find it a home. I'm not sure why that doesn't want to come out of there. Almost as if someone has broke it, but I don't think so. We're going to try. Nope, it came out. Okay, we're good. Now we're going to have to pay extremely high attention to how all of this works. Now this is countersunk, so I cannot get my wrench on it. I have to get some sockets out here. I'm just going to say, again, this is another one of those reels that appears to have never been fished, but I don't know how old this thing is. I mean, time frame wise, I don't. For a plastic reel, it's put together awful tight. All right, we got that nut off there, which I am pretty sure has never been off because it looks like it had some thread lock on there. And so I can almost guarantee you that that's never been off there. Let's see, we might have to use the drag button to push that off there. So there, just in case you're wondering, there's a good way to get that off there is to just use the drag knob to push it right off the crankshaft there. Okay, so underneath there we don't appear to have anything. Okay, until we get here, which is a almost typical Johnson move, we have one of these little spring-loaded U-shaped washers there. Underneath of that washer we have a copper spacer right there, so that's going to be underneath of that, and all that's going to come out. All this is moving fairly well. We'll set that right there for now. We'll take a look at this because this is, that's where the problem is. We just need to, all of this is just gummed up. We just need to get it all apart and clean it up. Okay, we have a brass washer here that goes on the back of the anti-reverse gear. Right there, are we seeing that? Okay, everybody paying attention? Then we have this little copper piece with the hangy L-shaped, it's for the the anti-reverse, it hooks the anti-reverse. That's going to go on the back of the anti-reverse gear. And we've got some clicking going on. I see how that works. I just really need to, there it goes. Okay, it broke loose. It's got 6,000 pounds of nasty grease inside it. Fortunately, this stuff is just wiping right out. Really, this is just going to be a wipe down. This thing's just got nasty grease in it, and that's the only reason it's not doing right. I might have to take that to the sink. As a matter of fact, I think I am, because this is the only thing I can't get down in the grooves there. So let me take this gear to the sink and clean it up. Okay, so what I've been doing is I have cleaned this entire reel up and got all of the nasty, sticky, and I mean some of the stickiest grease I have ever seen in my life. Got that off of there and got it cleaned up. So now it's just a matter of putting it back together. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell by looking at where you're looking at there, but I seriously I don't think seriously it's ever been used. I think it was a brand new reel. Let's look on here. There's no line mark. There's no line mark on the rotor, pin, or nothing where the line's going across it. So I would be almost 111% positive this reel's never been fished. So that's going to be neat. That's going to be cool. Put it back together and let's just see what happens. That's all we can do, really. I seriously believe internally this is nothing but a country mile, just like we took apart before, the country mile 10. But it has this mechanism here that I have no idea how it comes apart, and I am definitely not going to try to take it apart. Another thing that lets me know it's probably never been used is there's no scratches on the cone here at all. Nothing. No scratches at all. Like it's been thrown down in the back of a truck or whatever. So, let's see. Where do we want to go first? Let's go here. Oh, that moves a lot nicer now. Alright, let's just go ahead and drop this gear on there like that. Then we're going to drop our anti-reverse gear there. This little copper tennis racket has to go on here first. Push that down. Then our little brass washer goes on top of that. Then this little whatever this does, it's got to face the right direction because it's kind of a puzzle fit kind of thing here. Alright, now this is going to go in our housing here with our little brass bushing up in there. And then we got to swing this anti-reverse piece here. Push that back up in there. Now we have to put this copper washer, that goes first right there. Then our little spring-loaded washer here goes on top of that. Now, here's the fun part. I thought I was wrong there for a second, but anyway. Thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. Alright, now our drag washer is back on. Or drag star, I should say. Don't want to make it too draggy yet. The fancy two-sided thing, which is just cool, I guess. I guess that's a cool idea. I'm hoping that it actually works. Now we need our socket back. Oh yeah, that's moving pretty good. Anti-reverse is anti-reversing. Seems like all is good there. Then we will put this plastic cover back over the nut. Snap that back. This is the only part so far I'm not liking. I don't like that snap-in thing because they have a tendency to just snap out whenever they get worn out. So then this gear is going to slide on up in here like this. Now here's where things get a little bit technical because you can't put this really back together, you can't put the cap and stuff on it until, or you can't put the bottom half on it until you got the spool on it, which means I have to get that old line off the spool first. So I'm going to do that really fast, and I'll get back with you in just a second. Let me get that old line off there. Okay, I got that old line off there. We got plenty of oil up in there. You see you have a little stop right there, and you got a little indented hole right there that fits that stop. So you just kind of spin it until she pops into the stop there. See that? All right, I hope you're looking. Brass springy bent clip thing on, and we'll put that on. Obviously it fits in its own little way there, and we'll put the nut on top. You got to push up on the spring on the bottom there with your thumb and just raise it up so you can get that nut tightened down. Then once you get it downwards touching, you can just take your wrench and tighten her up there. And then, I don't understand this thing. Basically, it goes from a long, when you turn it on, it goes long ways, and maybe the line slaps side to side, and that's where they get that from. Otherwise, you keep it in the off position, where it has a line that is a straight line right there, which gives you a square hole for the line to come through. So my guess here is that elongated hole, the line slaps back side to side in there, and there we go. Well, y'all know what I'm doing right now. Doing the thing. And even on an all plastic, you know, maybe it's graphite in here too, possibly, I'm not sure, but it shines up and looks pretty good. But I'm actually kind of a little bit on the curiosity side, the what is this thing going to do side. It has a lot of little ingenious features. I mean, it even said in the write-up that it was the most technologically advanced spin cast reel ever. Guess we're going to find out, huh? Now, I actually have might have a bit of a surprise for you with this one. We're just going to have to see how it works out. I'll let you know what that is when the time comes, if the time comes. If the time don't come, anybody's welcome to ask me in the comment section, well, what was the surprise? Did it happen or not? But you'll know if there was a surprise because I'm going to tell you when it happens. And there you go. The Johnson Century 2000 Pulse. There's your pulse cap with your pulse switch for on and off. Your crank arm, short on one side, long on the other. One for power, one for speed. Looks really good. And I will say it again. It's never been fished, ever. Now, the only thing that scares me is that this guy put a sucker in here, a dum-dum, when he sent it to Andy. Now let's remember, I didn't order this thing. Andy did. So Andy got the dum-dum sucker. I'm going to give it to him. I don't know, there's got to be some kind of hidden something there with getting a sucker that says dum-dum on it. I'm going to let Andy figure that part of it out. But we're going to see what this thing will do. I got some 10-pound line over here, some Suffix, we'll put that on it. And we have one more member of the posse that's going to the campground to catch some fish. That's right. We're going over there from over here and catch some fish over there. You hear? Thank you guys for watching. Let's cross our fingers. Hope the old Pulse doesn't die and flatline on us. Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one, whatever the next one may be. I gotta call Andy now. I do, I've gotta call him. Matter of fact, I might call him right now. I'm just gonna call him right now and just tell him how great this thing looks.